What if the sister you swore to protect became the monster you had to kill? I'm surprised not a lot of people aren't hyping up an absolute banger of a show, Sort of a Demon Hunter. So let's talk about it. So, trigger warning, the story does begin with some CA, so if that's too much for you, I do recommend you skipping through like the first 10 minutes or so. At the beginning of the show, we see our young MC Jinta, who is standing by helplessly as he watches his little sister, Suzune, suffer at the hands of their abusive father. I'm not gonna lie, this part was pretty rough to watch because baby girl just crying, saying I'm sorry, as her father is just wailing on her and he's yelling, it's all your fault, your mother is gone. So apparently putting his hands on the little girl wasn't enough. He decides to let's add to the torture and throw her into a shed. And when the father leaves, Jinta said enough is enough, and he goes and gets his little sister out. But when he goes to the shed, he sees that Suzune is already gone. He is frantically looking for his little sister, but he does end up finding her on the bridge. And again, this part broke me because she was like, I don't understand. Why is he doing this to me? What did I do? What is wrong with me? And Jinta said, you know what? There's nothing wrong with you. We don't need this. Let's go. Mind you, these are little kids, but they said, you know what, we'd rather face what's ever out there than stay out here getting abused. So little Jinta and little Suzune are out there trying to weather the elements and trying to huddle up and keep each other warm. And Jinta's like, are you okay, Suzune? Then this part gets me. She was like, it's okay. I'm okay. I'm happy as long as you're happy, because your happiness is my happiness. A little weird if you ask me. And the only reason why I say it's a little weird is because I know in some Japanese manga and anime, the brother-sister trope is like we have one sibling who's a little obsessive over the other and actually has some type of romantic feelings. And I was kind of getting this vibe during the scene, and it does kind of intensify as the show goes on. But the kids are rescued, or I guess discovered, by this man called Motoharu. He then brings them home to his house and he introduces him to his daughter, Shirayuki. And Motoharu just says, hey, yeah, I found these kids. They're going to be our family now. And Shirayuki looks at them. She's like, okay, bet. Yeah, they're family now. She expects them just like that. And now some years have passed. Jinten is a grown man now and Shirayuki is a grown woman. The odd thing about this is that Suzune has not aged. She's still the same little girl, literally body, mind, speech, everything, as we saw at the beginning of the show. To me, I was kind of taken aback by that because I was like, whoa, she hasn't aged and it's been years. Everybody else has aged. But you can tell that this is like a regular thing for them, and so I think they acknowledge the fact that she may be of something else or part demon, but they don't really care because they love her. The next scene, we do see two demons outside of the village. We have this female demon who is the clairvoyant demon, and then we have this male demon who is like this big brute looking dude. To the female demon, we see her having a conversation with Suzune where she's trying to coerce her to her side, and Suzune is not having it. She is like, nah. And then the female demon is like, okay, you're not gonna come with us, but let me show you something real quick. And she shows her Shirayuki and Kiyomasa, again the chief's son, and they're about to hook up. And baby girl at this point, she is like, what? This two-timing is going to hurt my brother. But she was like, you know what, I'm going to confront this girl. I need to see it for myself. So Suzune and the female demon go up to the shrine. And yeah, Shirayuki and Kiyomasa are about to get down with the get down. But who walks in? When I tell you that baby girl was pissed, she was done. She called her everything but a child of God. And again, I don't know if I said this at the beginning of the show. This is not for kids. This show is not at all for children. This is very much an adult show with very much adult themes. So Suzune is laying into Shirayuki and she is so heated, she's so upset that she actually transforms into her adult self. And Shirayuki's like, oh, damn. Shirayuki tries to reason with Suzune. Suzune's not having it. Shirayuki tries to run. And then when she sees Jinta, she's like, Jinta, help. Shirayuki does make it to Jinta's arms. But can I just say that in this scene, I was like, okay. And then I was like, okay. And then I was like, okay. Then I was like, damn. Jinta just is, he's dazed and he's in so much grief and anger as he's watching his little sister mutilate the body of his first true love. And again, when I tell you this man snapped, he snapped. and he put boot to ass, fist to face, and he laid into Susanne. And Susanne's like, whoa, what happened? I thought we didn't like her. She was cheating on you with homeboy. And Tinta was not trying to hear all that. And again, this is a man who at one point couldn't put his hands on his little sister because he loved her so much. But after seeing her do this to, again, his true love, he was like, you're a demon. Like, you're a demon for real. Like, you gotta go. And he really was about to give her the game over screen too. But the female demon from before, she steps in and takes that blow, and she gets the game over screen instead. And so Susanne is kind of pissed. She was like, you really tried to take me out. And Jinta's like, yeah, I did try to take you out. So Susan's like, okay, bet. I'm going to take out everything then. I'm going to obliterate everything you ever know and ever love, and then once that's gone, I'm coming for you. And Jinta's like, okay, bet too. I'll be here waiting and ready when you want to have this out. And so that's how the episode ends. You guys got to watch it for yourself. It's very intense. I was very much drawn in, and it did not let me go. Every scene had me on the edge of my seat, or it had me in the feels of how impactful it was. And I want you guys to feel the same way. You guys gotta watch this show. I would say out of 10, I'll give it about a 7.5 or 8. And that's pretty high, but it's a good show. And the second episode and the third episode, you guys gotta watch it. You can find it on the High Dive app, and it comes in both sub and dub. So that was my review of Sword of the Demon Hunter. Those are my thoughts, my feelings, but I want to hear yours. Put them down in the comments below. Alright guys, bye. See you in the next one.